Once upon a time in the small community of Newburgh, on May 4th in the year of 1954, a beautiful princess was born to King James and Queen Mary. Now, King James and Queen Mary were not the kind of king and queen that you read about in fairy tales. King James was a king because he was respected in his community, and he had found and married a beautiful princess and made her his queen. King James worked very hard to care for his queen and his many children, 4 boys and 3 girls when Princess Cindy was born. Princess Cindy was a beautiful baby. She had large black eyes, black silky hair that curled up at the ends, and skin the color of milk chocolate. She smiled and cooed from the moment that Queen Mary held her in her arms, ready to greet the world and her brothers and sisters. Now, you may think it a bit odd, or maybe just a little bit curious, but King James and Queen Mary planned the birth of their children. For every little girl that was born, there was a big brother to look after her. Princess Cindy's big brother was named James Jr., nicknamed Ricky, who later became Jaja, a name he chose to fit his need for adventure and travel. Jaja and Cindy did everything together. He was just learning to walk when Princess Cindy was born, and he adored her. As soon as she could crawl, he was right there with her, encouraging her to try new things. At 9 months of age, Princess Cindy began to walk, and by the time she was 2, she was running after her big brother, willing to follow him everywhere he went. Princess Cindy loved her big brother, but more than her love for her brother, she loved to dress up and dance and sing. One day, after Princess Cindy and Jaja had their bath and were all dressed up, Jaja took Cindy out into the backyard to make mud pies. Now, neither of them gave much thought to being instructed by Queen Mary to stay on the front porch. The 2 of them sat down in the mud and began to stir it and pat it into neat little pies. When Queen Mary noticed the prince and princess were not on the front porch, she became worried. Queen Mary called and called.
Princess Cindy, Prince Jaja, where are you?
The 2 were having so much fun playing in the mud, they did not hear the queen calling. Queen Mary walked around to the backyard, and there she found the 2 of them sitting beside the creek, all covered in mud and having a delightful time. You can imagine the look on the queen's face. First, a look of astonishment. Second, a look of anger. And third, a look of amusement. Can you guess what the queen did next? She sat right down in the mud with the prince and princess, and this is how she spent the rest of her morning. In all of her finery, she sat in the backyard beside the creek, playing in the mud, making mud pies.